lower lip. Boy, I'm glad I got to go. Yeah, hard act to follow, but I'm still glad I got to go second. I just want to thank you for a wonderful day. I got to spend the day at the school and with all the students behind the cameras. We did 3 sessions with the TV production kids this morning. Enjoyed myself very much. Windfall, awesome. I was in Windfall too. We weren't as good as you. I can promise you that. And the student government, thank you for being involved. It takes people who are involved to make things like this come together. And to Andrea and Katie, thank you so much for a wonderful day today and welcoming my family into the school for the Pep Fest. My mom and dad thought it was very loud. It was a Pep Fest. I kept having flashbacks all day long as I was walking through school today, and for me it seemed like yesterday, but it was actually 33 years ago, which is hard to believe. And the first thing I did when I walked into the cafeteria here, I looked up at the ceiling to see if there were any forks still stuck in it from the last time the class of '79 ate here, and Donnie Ryan and Bob Henderson will know what I'm talking about there. I found out about this when my brother Mike called me, and he said that the school was trying to get my contact information because I've been nominated to become a member of the Hall of Fame. And I laughed, and I thought he was pulling my leg, as Mike usually does. And he got really serious, which Mike never does. And he said, "No, really, Kev, this is kind of a big deal. It's really nice." And then he paused and he said, "Not much has changed, has it? You just keep fooling them, don't you?" And then I looked at the list of the people in the Hall of Fame, and as you mentioned them, oh my gosh, it's incredible, the people who've done great things, the leaders of education and business, Jill, and musicians, Phil, and entertainers. I graduated with Linda Etter, who is in the class, and I realized I'm a broadcast journalist. I'm a storyteller is what I do, really. But I will tell you that nobody is more proud to be in this Hall of Fame than I am, and I am just so grateful for this honor. You know, growing up in Brainerd, as you mentioned, gave me the perfect foundation to become a journalist. My friends and I still call it God's country. We'll say that, hey, I'm going to be up in God's country this weekend. Are you going to be around? And so that's really the way I look at it, because I grew up in the great outdoors around real people. I was raised by loving parents and teachers who were real people as well. And they taught me the difference between right and wrong and how to treat other people, which is probably the most important skill that I have as a journalist. It gets me a lot of stories that way, that does. And I just want to take a few moments now to say thank you, if I could. First, Marjorie and the family of Mr. Peterson. He was my principal at Riverside Elementary School, and I will tell you, I have nothing but great memories of him. But what I remember most is his professionalism, and he always wore a suit, but he would take the suit coat off, and he would greet us at the door in his shirt sleeves, which was a sign that he was approachable. And he would greet us every day at the entrance of the school with a smile and a hug. And he taught me how important it was to let other people know that you care about them. And I take that with me right now. And so, Marjorie, I thank you for sharing Jim with me and with everybody else in Brainerd for all those years. So thank you very much. Jim Hunt, my high school principal, he was really young when he was our high school principal. You still look young, Mr. Hunt. You still look young. But you were enthusiastic. I remember you clearly loved hanging around the students. And I want to thank you for teaching me how important it is to do something that you loved, because it was clear that you loved being at work every day. So I thank you for that. Casey Stingle. Casey's daughter Wendy and I went to every grade of school, from first grade at Riverside all the way up through high school and then on to the University of Minnesota. Wendy did much better at the U than I did. And so I've known Casey for years, and everybody knows Casey was a high school guidance counselor. But Casey was also my baseball coach. And the most important lesson you taught me was to, before we'd play a game, you'd say, tuck in your shirts tight, pull up your socks and wear your hat straight because you look like you play. If you want to play good, you have to look good. And I think about you often in front of my closet when I get dressed. And I'm serious. I'm getting dressed and I'm putting the suit on. I better tuck that in. And because I wanted to look like a professional. So Casey, I think about you a lot. Please say hi to Wendy for me, and I appreciate that. I talked to Ron Stolsky earlier today at the Pep Fest, which was great. I was a 9th grader when Ron blew into town. And I remember the speech he gave us over at Franklin. He talks a lot about the warrior way. And he taught me to never give up, to keep trying, even when a 6'4" defensive end from Edina is beating the crap out of me in a state playoff game, and I kept running to the sidelines. I was clearly getting outmanned, you know. And he would just say, okay, he'd scrunch his nose, put his glasses up. Okay, get back in there, and keep fighting. So that's my memory of your dad, Don. Please tell him thank you for teaching me to never give up. Now my family. I love you all hi family. I love you all very much, and one of the things about what I do is that we live out of state, so we don't get together as often as I would like. But when we do get together, I treasure those moments, and I love you all very much. I want to thank my sister Kathy. She is a great mother, wife, sister, and daughter. She's my dad's favorite child. And I thank you for always being there and for always keeping the secrets. And Mike thanks you for that too. And so thank you for teaching me about loyalty, and I love you very much. You know, in my line of work as a reporter, I have kind of a motto when chasing down a story that it's always better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And when I look back, I realize that my brother Mike taught me that in high school. And I don't want to get into any specifics here, but it seemed to work out with our folks. And really, Mike Doran is generous to a fault. He would never acknowledge it. He's very uncomfortable right now, but Mike gives, and he does it quietly. And so, Mike, I thank you for teaching me the importance of sharing with others and expecting nothing in return. And you do that, and you know it, and I appreciate it very, very much. To my parents, Tom and Marguerite, hey, thanks for teaching me everything else. And that's a lot. They're the finest people I have ever met. And I thank you for that. And I want you to know that I use the lessons that you taught me every single day, personally and professionally, with my family and the people I deal with. You taught me how to be kind to people and how to treat people. And there's no way I can ever thank you enough for that. So, thanks, Mom and Dad. My wife Teresa has taught me about unconditional love. She understands why I work funny hours. She accepts older women who come up to us in the store and say, I go to bed with your husband every night. She knows why I need to listen to the news at the top and bottom of every hour, and why when the phone rings, I have to answer it right away, because that's what journalists do. News is not predictable. You never know what's going on, but that's why I like it. That's why I love it, and thank you, sweetie, very much. And finally, to my beautiful teenage daughters, Emma and Ava. You can tell they're shy. They teach me things every day about love, about patience, about how important it is to spend time together, and really what my real priority should be. You keep me humble, thank you, and you've taught me life is not about winning Emmys or Murrow Awards. It's about the things that are close to the heart, like the two of you, your mom, my family, my friends, my former teachers here in Brainerd. I thank you all for all the opportunities that you've given me, and I thank the Brainerd Public Schools Foundation, the Rotary Club, the Brainerd Dispatch for remembering me and recognizing me tonight. And so, thank you so much for everything.